Hello, hello. Let's see if they actually let me go live anywhere. Oh, we've already got 4 people on. That's amazing. Has my shadow banning ended? Say hi if you're hopping on. I don't see any comments yet. Say hi, so I know that you're here. There we go. Hey everyone. Okay, so we've got that shared to the groups. Now we will pop on Instagram as well. Hi Laura. How are you? All right, let's get going on. So live on Insta. Hey Nicole. Hey Kayla. How is everyone? Are we live? We're live. Yes, we are. All right. Cool. Hey Erica. So I'm actually gonna hop into my Google Drive really quickly because I have something so exciting to tell you guys about. Say hi if you're joining on Instagram so I know that you're here. Okay, so new year, new money story. It's what we're chit-chatting about today. Yes, happy 6th year to all of you. Happy 6th universal energy year. New year. Whew, it's already a doozy for me, and yeah, just all we can do is just show up and do what's right in front of us and take the next right inspired action and do the next right thing. And so, I think that it's been an interesting couple of years, and I think we have more interesting things to come in the upcoming years. So, I want to talk a little bit about the 4 pillars of deserving as we're stepping into this 6th year, and we're really putting our focus on family foundations and building the family that we want and that we desire, and making sure that everything is beautiful and in alignment for that family. But we're also really putting a focus on the collective, and operating from a heart of compassion and a place of integrity, and really embracing what it means to step into full alignment in all areas of our lives. I wanted to come on and hop on and share some thoughts on what I call the 4 pillars of deserving. Because I really, all of people's money shit, I really truly believe comes back to, am I worthy and am I deserving? Yeah, Facebook, of course, is being glitchy. If Facebook is being super, super glitchy, hop over to Instagram, because I'm live on Instagram too. And I know that in the replay of the live on Facebook, it won't be glitchy, but Facebook is being something else right now. So if you are having a hard time on Facebook, just come over to Insta, because we're Instagramming as well. Yeah, so, you know, for me, it's like our money stories and our money struggle always comes down to worthiness and deserving. And one of the things that I like to talk about a lot is that it doesn't really matter how much money's in your bank account. We all have money stories. We all have money struggles. We all have, you know, and it doesn't matter how much growth and expansion you've had financially. There's always another level of wealth consciousness work to do. And ultimately that comes down to worthiness and deserving every single time. The basis of it is always, am I enough? And am I enough because that, you know, am I enough because am I worthy of this? Am I deserving of this? And it's a real double-edged sword to work on yourself to the point that you feel worthy and deserving of something without appearing to be really selfish and interested in what's happening in the collective. But the thing that I'd say to you right now is that what we really do need right now in life is everyone to step into personal sovereignty and personal alignment, even in the places where that's scary. And so today I wanted to talk a little bit about the 4 pillars of deserving, because this is a really big part of a course that was my foundational, like my very first wealth consciousness course that I ever did called Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game. And it's been a foundational piece of building the business that I've built. And for 2022, I'm really excited because I'm actually we're going to be completely revamping this course. And obviously we're going to be including the content that's already been recorded for it, but we're going to do 8 new weeks of incredible content, group calls and wealth clearing inside this container in March. And one of the things that we talk about in this program is the pillars of deserving. And so I want to talk a little bit about that today, because I want to give you a little bit of information on what those pillars are. And it's like, these are the ways that we actually step into a life of deserving. And when we step into a life of deserving, then we really truly are able to deconstruct our financial slavery consciousness, get rid of our money stories, and expand into the next level of growth and expansion that we're experiencing. Like, if you know me and you follow me, you know that I'm such a huge fan of the Ouroboros. Like, for me, life is a continual process of birth, death, rebirth, and we're just in this never-ending cycle of transformation and growth. And so I think it's important to come back to these pillars. And so I want to just chat with you a little bit about them and tell you a little bit about my thoughts and my philosophies on these pillars of deserving. And so these pillars of deserving are decision, discipline and dedication, deconstructing limiting beliefs and perceived blocks, and then detachment. So those are the 4 pillars that I believe get you into states of deservedness. And so, you know, the first pillar is decision. And what does that word decision mean? That word decision means to cut out all other options. And so people really get stuck in this place of, you know, of decision and what does it mean? Because they think they have actually made a decision, but in truth, they haven't. In truth, most of the time is that we actually just have an idea of what we want. And we might even put forth some effort in achieving or accomplishing that idea. But we haven't fully cut out all other options. So we're allowing ourselves to have a plan B, and we unconsciously are allowing ourselves to settle for something other than the thing that we actually really truly desire and the thing that we're saying that we want. And as human beings, it's actually our nature to settle. It's in our nature to settle. When presented with other options, it literally is our nature to settle for something that's close enough to what we actually desire. And this is the problem that I see across the board in people, expanding their ability to acquire and accumulate wealth, in people's ability to, achieve goals that they've set for themselves. This is a big one. It is settling for something that's close to what we desire, but not actually holding out for the thing that we want and we desire. And what does that do? Well, ultimately it sends mixed messages to the universe. Because how can it show up for us to deliver the things we say we want when we're uncertain ourselves, when we haven't actually cut out all other options? Another thing you're going to hear me talking a lot about this year is the idea of, what is God, source, universe, all that is? Regardless of what you call it, it's you. You are the macrocosm and the microcosm. You are God. You are source. You are universe. You are all that is. And so when we talk about the universe showing up for us and delivering things to us, we're talking about ourselves. We're talking about the highest level version of ourselves. So, when we've decided with utmost certainty and we are fully energetically backing those decisions, then we have to be willing to make the long-term sacrifices. And the unwillingness to make long-term sacrifices is actually what gets in the way of us manifesting the things that we desire. The unwillingness is a program. The unwillingness is a program that has been programmed and conditioned into us to keep us playing small, to keep us in our place, to keep us from actually being able to fully embody the highest and best version of ourselves in all areas of our lives. We are programmed to desire instant gratification so that we don't stay the course. Because when we will settle for that instant gratification and we don't stay the course, then that actually benefits the global financial agenda of keeping us disempowered and not properly resourced. So when you decide that you desire something, there are several other decisions that have to be made after that. You've got to decide to go all in on your manifestations. You have to decide that you are worthy of your dreams coming to fruition. You have to decide that the universe has your back. And by that, I mean the highest version of yourself has your back. You have to decide that you are fully supported by whatever higher power you believe in every single day. You have to decide and fully back that you will not be led astray by instant gratifications. You have to decide that your conviction for your desire is going to keep you on a deep and narrow path towards that outcome at all costs, right? So every time you decide that that is your reality, then you create change in your life. Every time you reinforce those beliefs, every time you show up for yourself in that way, then you create change. Do not discount your power. You are the most powerful creator in your reality. And you get to manifest with ease, grace, and flow right now in this moment and every moment going forward. It's a decision, right? So, yeah, how's Facebook doing, you guys? Still glitchy? I'm seeing a lot of people who are coming over to Instagram. If you're on Facebook and it's being glitchy, we're live on Instagram as well. So, okay, should we keep going? So we just talked about the first pillar of deserving. Facebook was horrible. I know. I don't know why it's so glitchy. It's so frustrating, but it is what it is. I am going to just pull up my WhatsApp on my computer really quick because I'm trying to have a driver arranged to take me to my destination this afternoon. Okay, no information on that yet. All right, so let's dive into the second pillar of deserving. So second pillar of deserving is discipline and dedication. And this is the one that you hear me talking about all the live long day. Like, I'm constantly harping on about discipline and dedication. And for me, like, another piece of this is like, it's discipline, dedication, and devotion. Because when we step into a place of being devotional to our personal practices, and when we step into a place of being devotional to, you know, who we are and to the highest and best version of ourselves, that's actually where we affect change. So once we decide, once we've done pillar one, the decision part, and we decide, then there are actions that need to be taken in order for us to continue to hold the faith and vision for getting what we desire. It takes time to figure out how to do this because we're all individuals and we all do it differently, right? Like, I wish that I could just be like, hey, here's the actions that every single one of you need to do to be able to hold the faith and vision for getting the thing that you desire. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that because we're all unique. We all have unique energy signatures. And so as a result of that, how we hold the faith and the vision is unique to each one of us. So it takes a little time to figure this out. So whatever actions you take, it's important to remain dedicated, disciplined, and devotional in those practices, even when it feels like it's not working. So we often give up right before our desires manifest. Like, this is the thing that I think I see the very most. It's like people will hang in there, and then they just quit. And then literally the desire manifesting is right on the other side of it happening. My house manager's just arranging a car for me. Yeah, so literally it's like just on the other side of the thing happening is the, you know, is the thing that we desire to manifest. And the reason that we end up feeling frustrated is because we're actually feeling the energy of our desires getting close. So it's like we give up because we're so frustrated, but we sometimes mistake that frustration energy for like, we're right on the precipice of receiving and having that thing that we desire. And sometimes that energy that we're feeling is actually our desire getting so close, and then our desire increases, and that increased desire exacerbates the frustration that we haven't achieved it yet. But then instead of just, you know, staying the course and sticking through the journey, we give up. So when you're feeling frustration, that is the time that you need to double down on your dedication and discipline to your personal practices. And so one of the things for me is that I have a daily practice of coming into alignment. So in the morning, like, how would you have me serve today? Is what I ask. Like, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, how would you have me serve? Whatever that thing is, I do it. At night, I come back and say, you know, how did I do today? Did I show up as my highest and best self? Where could I have done better? And so basically what it is that I do is I take a personal inventory every night. This is my suggestion on how to make sure that you are able to hold the faith and vision of stepping into the desire, right? Manifesting the desire, rather. So how to conduct a personal inventory. This is literally every night. I suggest you ask yourself this: where did I compromise my personal integrity today? Where did I settle? Where did I attempt to assimilate? Where was I out of alignment? So those are 4 questions that you can ask yourself every single night. Where did I compromise my personal integrity? Where did I settle? Where did I attempt to assimilate? Where was I out of alignment? And it's not about beating yourself up. Like, this is a really important piece of this. It's not about beating yourself up. It's data. It's about coming from a place of curiosity and committing to doing better the next day. We have to be in a constant state of inquiry about what's going on internally for us, because sometimes even the smallest internal shift creates the greatest external result. And so this is a way that you can keep coming back into alignment with your desires day after day and really step into that place of, yes, I am worthy and deserving. I am worthy and deserving because I take a personal inventory every single night of where I compromised my personal integrity, where I settled, where I attempted to assimilate, and where I fell out of alignment. Okay, now this WhatsApp thing's just getting super annoying because it's ding, ding, dinging. So let me see. Okay. Let's check Facebook and see how we still glitchy over here, guys. If you're just coming and watching on Facebook, definitely come join us on Instagram. I'm not seeing any comments coming through on Facebook, so I'm just going to continue on with our pillars of deserving. And sorry, guys. It brings awareness. I'm totally going to do this. Awesome, Leah. So, you know, those are the questions that I ask myself. You might slightly tweak them for you because that might not be in full alignment for you, those questions that I ask myself, right? And it takes some time to figure out how to do this for yourself. Like, by nature, we want to assimilate. Like, that is part of human nature, is assimilation. And so, but it's not what we're intended for. We're actually here to live our own unique experiences, not to assimilate with the collective and the crowd. You know, it's actually why we chose to come here and have a 3D experience, why these divine immortal souls that were all about, you know, collective consciousness and unity and oneness, they chose to come. We chose to come here on this on this planet and have this 3D experience, to experience diversity, to experience uniqueness and individualism, right? And the spiritual community like gives this a bad rap sometimes, but if we didn't want to experience that, we wouldn't have come to a planet that is a third dimensional planet. We just wouldn't have. Okay, hold on. Let's just say, Siri, turn on Do Not Disturb.
Okay, I turned on Do Not Disturb.
Okay, now hopefully we won't get the ding, ding, dinging of the WhatsApp. Yeah, but so we're here to have our own experience, which means that this experience also needs to be individual and unique to you. Because what works for some people, what works for me, may not necessarily work for you. You may need to tweak these questions slightly. You may need to make them your own. Part of this discipline and dedication and devotion pillar is discovering what works specifically for you, for your divine immortal soul. When you stop being concerned with what others are doing, you're actually freed up to inquire within, like, what's actually true for me, right? So one of the best things you can do is create a plan for yourself. And part of that plan is the plan for achieving your goals, right? The plan to be committed to being dedicated and disciplined in the execution of that plan. So part of that needs to be, what will happen? What will you do to get back in alignment when you start to fall off? When you stop doing your personal inventory? Like, what are the safeguards and the stop gaps that you're going to put in place that will prevent you from falling out of alignment? So assess the things that will potentially derail you, and then plan for how you're going to get back on track. So that is the you like the voice of my Siri? I changed it to the Indian man because I don't like the regular Siri voice, and I find the Indian man voice quite soothing. So my Siris are all the Indian Siri man. Little fun fact about Leah and her life there. Okay, so you know what? I actually think I'm going to leave this here for today. And I'm going to come back tomorrow and talk about the third and fourth pillar of deserving. So I've given you two. I've given you a bunch of stuff to do. Making your decisions, right? Cutting out all other options, deciding to go all in on your manifestations, that you are worthy of your dreams coming to fruition, that the universe has your back, that you're fully supported by whatever higher power it is that you believe in, that you will not be led astray, and that your conviction for your desires is going to keep you on the deep and narrow path towards that outcome. Okay, that's your first pillar. Second pillar, discipline, dedication, devotion. Taking a daily personal inventory. Every night asking yourself, where did I compromise? my personal integrity? Where did I settle? Where did I attempt to assimilate? Where was I out of alignment? Really, and then also creating a plan for what's going to happen when you start to fall off, but being dedicated and disciplined to your personal practices, and making a commitment to figure out what those personal practices are for you. So I'm going to come back tomorrow with another live stream talking about deconstructing limiting beliefs and perceived blocks, which is pillar number 3, and also detachment, which I believe is actually the most powerful of all the pillars. So what I want to tell you right now is that I'm super excited because all of this content that I just shared with you, all of this information is a very foundational part of the Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game course. And I am right now flash sailing until January 5th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am flash sailing Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game. Now, you purchase this right now and you get all the content that is already in Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game, okay? There's 8 weeks of content, heaps of resources. You literally get to get started right now looking at all the old content. Then in March, we're going to be launching the new course, and it will be 8 weeks of new live content, 2 group calls, wealth clearing. It hasn't had wealth clearing previously, so we're adding wealth clearing into it. This course is going to be $1,111. Right now, until January 5th, you can get it for $333, and there's a 3-month payment plan option available as well. So, no brainer, obviously. This is kind of like next level, do the thing. I'm super excited about this. This was my first course that I did. We still use this content in so much of the higher end offers that I put out into the world. But you've gotten a taste of it today. And there's a lot more experiential opportunities for you and things for you to really expand your wealth consciousness, to really step into worthiness and deserving. And we're also then, of course, adding the wealth clearing so that we can deconstruct the programming and limiting beliefs along the way as well. So again, it's going to be $1,111. It's launching in March, but now for $333 until January 5th, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. You can get this for $333, and there is a 3-month payment plan available. So if you're watching on Instagram, go to the link in bio, and there will be the link so that you can go check it out. And those of you that are on the Facebook, I'll give you the link right now. As soon as I find it in Slack. Okay, so there you go. Come join me in Mastering Your Spiritual Money Game. But I'll be back tomorrow to tell you more about Pillar 3 and Pillar 4 of deserving. So remember, it is your divine birthright to be wealthy in all areas of your life, and you are so worthy and you are so deserving. So go be worthy and deserving and work on your first 2 pillars of deserving. Mwah. Love you guys.